Now for News Talk, Roe and Don Polzinski. I said that right this time.
You did.
There's so many different ways to pronounce it. I apologize. They are here because they are the authors of the book called Changing Your Equation, and they have a book signing event coming up at the Stanley. Let's talk about this book, because it's really driven because of what you guys went through in your own lives, and you came to kind of an epiphany and a realization. Tell me how this all came about.
Well, we were on a beach and we were talking about will we reach our goals? And we've been defining our goals for years. And Roe asked me whether we were going to get there.
And the answer was?
Unless something changes, we won't. And the infamous moment, which I can still remember crystal clear, was I looked at him and said, that's not good enough. And we knew something had to change. So we started on this journey.
So we set about and took a hard look at things and said, what could we change so that we can achieve everything that we want? And we came up with a number of ideas. And the more we looked at them, the more we realized it wasn't just that they pertained to us. They were just about universal.
And that came up with the idea for the book for changing your equation. Because the only way, and there are basically four things, and I'm not going to give away the whole book because you're going to have to read the book, and we'll talk about the book signing coming up. But what are the four things that that kind of narrow this down a little bit?
Well, we have them segmented just as if it was an equation. You have your life elements, and those are your foundations. They're pretty universal. Your relationships, your values and ethics, and all of that fun stuff.
They really comprise where you are today. It's your personal inventory.
And then we have the middle section called the realities. And what we were seeing with reality TV and the way people were treating each other, you have to have a different approach. Real life is not a cliffhanger at the end of every commercial break.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was really important to include that. And then our final section, which is kind of the fun one, is the change agents. And I will fully admit, he had to advocate really hard for one specific component of the section.
We include personal stories at the end of each chapter in that section.
Of how we've changed. Of how we've changed. So combine that all together. If you manage all those factors, we're going to help you reach your ideal future, which is what we define as ever evolving, ever changing, but those goals that you want to achieve in life.
And that really is the fourth element, is understanding what you want. What is your destination? What are your goals? What are your dreams? That's the starting point.
And really, it makes so much sense if you just sit down and think about it. And that's why, to put it in print, it'll help a lot of people. I really think, because you can't, remember my father saying one time, you can't change other people.
Correct.
You either have to change yourself or reorganize your goals. And that's what this is all about.
It's a simple guide. It's almost a workbook, the way we approached it. And we call it a guide to personal leadership. This isn't about self-help. This is leading yourself. It's whether you call it your strategic plan, or Don will refer to it as a GPS.
Well, how many times have we heard over the years, be a leader, not a follower?
Yeah.
And the first person everybody must lead is themselves.
Yes. Absolutely. I want to put the information up on the screen because this book signing is coming up. It's today, as a matter of fact, at the Stanley Theatre from 4 to 7. They'll be there. You get an autographed copy. There are limited copies, so you're going to want to get there early. And again, 4 to 7 at the Stanley Theatre right in Utica. And you can also, if you want to buy the book at home, you can go on to Amazon.com or Barnes & Noble. Get the book, come down, you guys will sign it, right?
Absolutely.
Well, certainly.
Absolutely.
And by the way, Roe and Don from Clinton, homegrown. So we're so glad you could come in, and good luck tonight with the book signing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
We appreciate it.
You take care.